I'm gonna be honest, Disney. You did not beat Netflix. Netflix currently has 3.25 million subscribers. You only have 135, 31. You know what? No, I'm gonna prove this to you. You wanna see something? You know how many Netflix currently has? Searching. So basically, they have 325 million subscribers, especially in 2025 when Stranger Things 5 and Squid Game 2 hit, and 3 hit. But yeah, then we also have, yes, you. How many subscribers do you have? This much. And you lost me. You lost me in December, so you've lost me. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Disney. I don't think you're going to keep losing subscribers if you keep doubling down and hating on your fans. I'm not kidding, actually. This is next level insanity. But basically, what I'm trying to get at here is you cannot do a good movie. And Paramount is about to merge with HBO, which could boost their subscriber count by a metric frick ton. No, fuck ton. I don't care. I don't think you have, I'm going to be honest here. And I think that's probably, you know why people are not subscribing as much to you as they are to Netflix? As well as probably getting something like Peacock or Paramount as a secondary service, is because you're lacking mature content. You're lacking mature content. You know what? I'm going to give you a video game history lesson. Because you didn't learn your history on video games. So, if you don't know, right? I'm actually, I'm going to take out the controllers just to show you. Actually, no, I'm just going to show you this. See this PS1? Now, you know what the PS1 did right? It actually dared to, use CDs and provide mature content. Which back in the day, gamers, and I'd even be part of them, and I was probably a PS1 dude in a past life. Which is probably why I'm waiting to collect PS1 games, because if I ever find, until I get the word that I'm getting those games from that lifetime back, because, let's be honest, I do kind of want them back, eventually. But basically, the PS1 had a huge subset of game. The N64 had only kids games. Granted, if you were not in the main timeline, they were amazing games. Smash Bros. And Nintendo got, amazing titles. Hell, one of them still holds a 99 on Metacritic. And the other still got really fun titles regardless in the other's archive timeline. Like this. And yes, they did have color rays. The problem? Look at this controller. Granted, it is a first attempt of an analog stick controller, which Sony quickly made their own. But this, I'll admit they did try to innovate here. I do kind of I've actually decoded what I think they were thinking when making this controller. So I will probably defend them more than I defend you. But basically, which is wild I have to do that. But let's just look at a typical N64 controller. Not the 4 I modified. One of the ones I didn't modify. Now, compared to today's controllers, this is a mess. Now, I understand what they're thinking. For platformers, you'd use one hand on this and the other on the other one. On this, one hand on this, and the other hand on here. For 2D games, and for 3D games, you'd use the stick and the trigger and all that. And this is for memory card usage or expansion pack if you're having an expansion pack or rumble pack or whatnot. And this is for camera controls because they were actually trying to put a joystick inside an actual controller, which back in the day has never been done before. I'll probably make a video going further in depth with what I think they were thinking with it. But then Sony one-upped them with the dual analog. Now let me tell you something, Disney. You also have kids' movies. We don't have much mature content. Guess who also has kids' movies? Netflix. Gal Toro's Pinocchio. K-pop Demon Hunters. Mitchell's vs. the Machines. You name it. They also have boatloads of mature content. Like Arcane, which is also animated. They have Stranger Things Season 4 and 5 just came out. And they're releasing a 4K cut Blu-ray of all of it. Which Dad is going to get me probably this holiday season. If it's still available. If it's not, we'll just get a standard 4K for it. We'll try to get the deluxe version if it's still available in November. Okay? Dad couldn't do it this month. He is still going to try to get that for me. If not, we'll just get a standard 4K Blu-ray set. But regardless, Disney, you have no idea what you've done by separating from Netflix. Okay? Not only that, I've also heard notices of you censoring show. You know why Alex Hirsch signed a deal with Netflix to produce the future of this show? Yeah, this is the Final Fantasy VII of you. You know how Nintendo lost Final Fantasy to Sony? You're losing Gravity Falls soon to Netflix or Sony even, if they buy up the rights to Netflix. Now, Gravity Falls, I know that already you censored 5 episodes per one of the 2 seasons. And you even, pretty much made life a pain in the ass with your standards and practices for Alex Hirsch. And judging by what you do today, it'd be even more of a pain in the ass if he had to work at your studio. That's why he's leaving. Because he does it and taking his IP with him. I've noticed in the new Art of Gravity Falls book, which I'm going to get this on my birthday this September, alongside my George's Mask game guide that I'm going to use for the Let's Play, that he actually removed the Disney logo. That's preparation. And not only that, but we have the Book of Bill, which I am not going to show on this. If I do show it, Alex Hirsch is going to contact me and say, holy shit, how do you have that? No, I've already shown it. I have these Book of Bills. You know what the Book of Bills are? They show you what Bill's cipher actually is. So basically, Gravity Falls is a prequel and sequel show. You're going to lose. Both of them to Netflix. The best parts of the show, and also the darkest episodes you might lose to Netflix. Basically, you're cooked with that. And I agree with them. I actually think you're going to be, and because of that, you're going to try to come, I know ever since then, you've been trying to get a similar show, whether it be Star Wars Forces of Evil. I actually don't like that one as much because of the imagery and the fact that the main characters are actually pretty evil. Star are actually, and Marco, fine, but Tom, seriously, you're going to give us demon with multiple souls that are probably sold to him and other demons, make them the heroes? No, they're not the heroes. They're the villains. At this point, I've lost all hope in your quality. You don't have. And not only that, but then you made the Owl House, which literally was blatantly saying that hell is the good place and that hell is better than the good place and more fun. What? What is this? And not only that, but you lost Nina Terrace too. She literally went to make Knights of Guinevere after you canceled her show because too many adults were making it. And now you're going to bring back Star vs. the Forces of Evil because, oh yeah, the ending wasn't as satisfactory. I agree, it wasn't satisfactory. I'd rather rewatch Gravity Falls Season 1 and 2 with new episodes, and then eventually watch a prequel and sequel show eventually. I had a dream that one moment the sequel show is over, you're gonna be, sometime after, you're gonna be like usurped by 20th Century Fox and become the 20th Century Fox company. Hope to God that happens, because they would do a much better job with all those IP. They know how to make films dark and gritty. But basically, Disney, I don't care about that show. I actually did not like how many people tried begging me to watch Star Wars Force of Evil back in the day. I did not like how many people tried begging me to watch the Owl House back in the day, even though I don't like what they did to Dina Terrace. And I actually agree with her that you should pirate that show now because of the usage of AI. I'm actually, you know what? I actually am backing up all the glitch productions on my computer. Since they're free on YouTube anyways, it's technically not piracy. But regardless, I'm still going to have them back up so I can watch it anytime. At the same time, Knights of Guinevere, let's talk about that one. They're openly making fun of you as the villain. And you are the villain at this point. You've basically ruined entertainment for many. With destroying the public domain, while at the same time, using AI slop. Putting morals in your movies that I'm starting to recognize aren't exactly the best for kids. And I'm like, dude, Disney, you need competition. ASAP. You need it if the post-shift you're the only voice in the one of the only voices in the industry. Because if you don't have competition, there's no way that you're gonna go unchallenged, and that will mean people will believe only in your version of right and wrong, which is actually more wrong than right. Am I like, Caleb, you wouldn't be the heroes of these movies. Well, then let's look at the heroes. What they do. Elio lies, cheats, steals, literally goes on an alien mission while her parent thinks his son is an actual obedient son, while he lies and cheats and steals to the aliens, thinking he's the leader of freaking Earth. May torques her own ass at her own mom. Okay, let's go further. Little Mermaid, a siren. If you've seen Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, you know sirens are not good guy. Greeks do admit that they're both different things, sirens and mermaid. I would not risk finding that out if they're a mermaid or a siren at all. Okay, let's go further. Ratatouille, we're going there. He actually is so egotistical, he does anything to accomplish his dream, even if his family dies and gets poisoned. Yeah, somebody read into that movie and found it was not the greatest. Okay, let's go further. Belly. She refused to be rescued because she had Stockholm Syndrome with the Beast. Granted, I'm not going to defend Gaston either, because he actually said women shouldn't be able to read. But you know what? He at least tried saving Belly. That's something, even though he is a villain. He did say some pretty sexist stuff, so I'm not going to defend him there. What else am I going to say? What else am I going to say? Then you have what? I'm looking at the context of these characters. You have Pinocchio. Actually, no, Pinocchio is good, okay? For the most part. Unless if you look at Pinocchio and Strong, which that was pretty bad. Pinocchio is actually a free public domain thing and anyone can make anything for it, so I don't actually count that. What I will count is Peter Pan. Let's look at his continent, shall we? He literally takes kids to Neverland like Epstein took to be sacrificed and eaten on Epstein Island. What is a Peter? What is Pan? Pan stands for devil. Jasmine makes a deal with a genie, which, yes, he does set free. What is a genie? A djinn devil. Never had a friend like me. The only one I'm going to actually say is pretty bad is Scar. And yes, I'll say Scar was a bad character. He literally, and there are some movies that do have characters who are actually pretty evil, like Scar and Lotso and Stinky Pete and all that, and Sid. But Sid actually redeems himself in Toy Story 3 off screen. I'm not going to tell you how, but yeah. And then you also have, like, Frollo. I'm not going to defend him. At the same time, I do think there's an agenda towards making Frollo the villain. Anti-Christian agenda. Or an anti-religious agenda against the Most High, whether it be God or Source. I don't care. And for the record, I know you guys are saying, but Caleb, Catholics are umping kids and raping them, and yeah, they are, but so are the Satanists. And the Satanists are also doing this shit. They're literally taking kids to Little St. James Island doing this shit. And I have proof. I'm not going to help but leak it. I'll probably talk to Epstein's elf and say, do you want me to expose you? Do you want me to not? And if I do, I'll probably talk to him, have a meeting with him and say, if he agrees to my terms, I won't expose him. Otherwise, I am going to expose him publicly. I'm going to re-upload some of those videos if he doesn't agree to my terms. And he's going to have to deal with the fact that he's a convicted pedo. I don't like exposing it because a lot of people went there, including very influential people. But I'm going to have to do it nonetheless. And then, what else do you have? What else do you have? Most of your movies have kids on islands. Kids on islands. The only one I can recall kids on an island in Nintendo is Wind Waker, but that one actually had context. Nintendo doesn't have that many kids on islands. The Super Smash Bros. In Nintendo. And if they do, there's context added. There is no context here in most of your things. Only one I'll give at least some credence to is Kingdom Hearts, because at least the director of that did not know what was going on.